Today we're going to be talking about the Nike Ja 3 and doing a performance review. The first thing we're going to start with is the traction. This bad boy features a nice multi-directional traction pattern that is filled with Ja's logo. The good thing about this is the fact that Ja's logo is pretty deep. Not a lot of dust gets stuck in there. Dirt does get stuck in there. Because of that, this bad boy has been really reliable on dusty courts. It's also been consistent on dusty courts. When I say consistent, I mean it's nothing. Once I figured out that the shoe is decent on dusty courts, all I had to do was wipe every so often and I was good to go. The traction does come up on the medial side of the shoe and lateral side. You can kind of get some of the traction on the upper. They brought the rubber compound all the way up through the entire upper of the shoe, help with some lockdown and some support. But all in all, when it comes to the traction, I'd have to say this bad boy gets the job done. It's about 3.5 out of 5. Could be better, could be worse. On clean courts, phenomenal. On moderately dusty courts, it's great. On dusty courts, just remember to wipe like a normal basketball player and you'll be good. Now, what we're gonna do is talk about lockdown. When it comes to lockdown on the Ja 3, I myself need to use a runner's knot just to feel comfortable. For the simple fact that in the heel of the shoe, there's not a lot of padding. So I did feel myself sliding a little bit. A little bit of heel slip is okay because you can just kind of yank on it, but I myself don't want to do that. If you don't know what a runner's knot is, I have a couple videos on it, 5 to be exact, on different pairs of shoes, because I know everyone likes to say, oh, what about this shoe, what about that shoe? A runner's knot, same thing on every shoe. I did put a runner's knot in it, and when I put the runner's knot in it, heel slip was 0. Part of the lockdown was the fit. Nike does make shoes with a narrow last, 12 in my Nike, and that's because they're a little bit narrow, so I'm okay with that. That's my normal size. I like my shoes to be real snug and real tight, but if you're not one of those, then go a half size up, you'll be good to go. But because it's narrow, it does help with the lockdown. I will say that the lockdown gets a little iffy over time for the simple fact that the materials on the upper are soft. It's mesh. It's a full mesh upper with rubber backing the materials. It does conform to your foot over time. I did notice that for the first week I had it, it was snug, it was tight. And then over time, it got loose and loose and loose. And that narrow fit just became modern. And I can deal with that. If you do plan on hooping in it, I wouldn't suggest going to half size up. But if you aren't going to hoop in it, that means you're not going to break the materials in. Go ahead and get the half size up and you'll be good to go. Get the bad boy 5 out. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It gets the job done, it's right. You'll feel locked down when it comes to this bag. Now let's talk about the cushion, because this is where things come into play. This is the big thing about it. Ja is the first signature athlete with ZoomX in his Nike basketball shoe. Nobody else has it. Well, actually, LeBron has it, but this version of ZoomX is a little bit different. This version of ZoomX isn't just ZoomX like in the GT Cut. The GT Cut had pure ZoomX. GT Cut 3, GT Cut Turbo. Soon to be the GT Cut 4 is gonna have ZoomX and Zoom in the forefoot. But the GT Cut 3 and Turbo have straight ZoomX. Nothing else in it, just straight ZoomX. This one has ZoomX and ZoomX Scrap. So ZoomX Scrap is basically them recycling old ZoomX and putting it in here. And you can feel the difference between this. You can feel the difference between this and this. This is a whole lot softer than this. But because this has ZoomX Scrap in it, this is a lot more responsive than this. And that's where the two differences come into play in the ZoomX variant. I myself like the softer pair more. I like the ZoomX and the GT Cut 3 better than the ZoomX and the Nike Ja 3. But don't get me wrong, this isn't horrible. It's just not as soft as this. Now, the ZoomX Scrap makes things super unstable. Okay? For the first 2 weeks, every time I'm putting it out, I've never had Achilles pain before in my life. Nothing ever happened like that. All I know is the fact that as soon as I put these Ja's on, they feel so good performance-wise, but my body feels it. It's like a high risk, high reward. And I gotta take care of myself. So if you do have nagging injuries, this version of ZoomX isn't good for you. I'll go with the GT Cuts. Never felt unstable whatsoever. So when it comes to cushion, it's a 5 out of 5, man. It's soft, it's responsive, it gets the job done. Actually, not 5 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5, because I do like that one better. Now let's talk about durability when it comes to this shoe. For $130, specifically this colorway was $145, you could go ahead and get pairs. You could go ahead and get pairs of the Nike Ja 3 and the Nike Bayou, which will make it around $160. So for that price, $160 for durability, I say these actually are pretty durable, man. Especially because it has the rubber coming up on the entire upper. Could just get rips in the parts of the mesh, but I don't see that happening. This bad boy feels thicker than the Ja 2s and the Ja 1s. For durability, I give it a 4 out of 5 as well. This shoe really just gets the job done in almost all the body. All right, now let's specifically talk about fit, okay? Now, when it comes to the fit, my foot, I have a long, wide and flat foot. I don't have a long, wide, flat, and fat foot. There's a difference, okay? Because my foot is long, wide, and flat, not fat, I can go with my normal size in this. Because it's not fat, I can kind of just pull this upper over my foot and get myself some lockdown. If you have a fat foot, you automatically have to go half a size up, okay? You automatically have to, just because of how narrow this last is. If you don't know what a last is the molding that they use to shape the shoe. And Nike's been using this last for maybe about the past 6-7 years. Don't know why they went away from it, because back in the day they had a better last that fit more people's feet. But hey, I guess nothing. I don't know what they're doing in that department. So if you don't have a fat foot, get your regular size, it's your regular Nike size. If you have a fat foot, go half a size up. If you're a narrow footer, you're good to go with your regular size. So when it comes to fit, I give it a 4 out of 5 as well. Simply because Nike could do better with the last, but you can kind of work around. So let's get this last touches on it. All in all, I love the shoe, man. The Ja looks incredible. It feels incredible. It performs very, very well. Just wished it performed a little bit better on dusty courts, but a couple of wipes and you'll get it all together. So honestly, man, for the price, it's okay. It's okay to get. I'm not mad at you if you get it, because this is one of the best looking shoes of the year. Not mad whatsoever. I will say that a better pickup for cheaper would be the GT Cut 3s. But if you want Ja's, get the Ja's. With that being said, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. I have other reviews, like comparisons between the GT Cut 3 and the Ja, LeBron's and Ja's, Kyrie's compared to other stuff in my short form content. The main review specifically for each shoe will be a long form video. Coming from TikTok, love y'all. With that being said, peace, love, and positivity. I need you guys to focus up, especially if you're in America with what's going on. Help your neighbor. Doesn't matter if you disagree with them or not. Help your neighbor. We're all people. We're all living life for the first time. And if no one's ever told you this today, I will. You are doing a great job.